Welcome to NTN Nightly. I am Janelle Nobel. This edition's top stories. Heightened protocols come into effect for the opening of the second school term. The tourism sector adjusts to continued pandemic disruptions in source markets. And the annual celebration of St. Lucia's Nobel Laureates takes on a new mode. The Ministry of Education has detailed plans for the reopening of schools on Monday, January 11, 2021, following the abrupt closure due to community spread of COVID-19. After an extensive consultation process, the ministry decided to open the second school term and allow students to return to the classroom. However, the opening is being guided by strict protocols. During this week, January 4 to 8, teachers are at their various schools for school term planning, meetings with the chief medical officer, and to receive psychosocial support facilitated through counselors. Minister for Education Honorable Dr. Gail Rigobert on Monday, January 4, addressed a meeting of stakeholders, including district education officers, principals, and head of departments. Minister Rigobert spoke to the consultation during a live update to the nation on Wednesday.
The meetings held over the last 2 or 3 days in particular have been very detailed, outlining the various education-specific protocols and, very importantly, the education sector continuity plan in a COVID-19 environment. The latter is the outcome of a joint effort by the many partners aforementioned who participated meaningfully. I wish to thank the very hard-working caretakers, watchmen, groundsmen, and janitors who have had to work exceedingly hard to guarantee the readiness of schools to receive students.
The opening of the second school term is being guided by the Education Sector Continuity Plan, in addition to guidelines contained in the OECS Continuity of Learning Plan, as well as regulations by the WHO and UNICEF. Chief Education Officer Dr. Fiona Philip Meyer informed that as with the reopening of school in September, all small school populations will operate using the whole school approach.
We do have 34 schools that will be still on the alternate day approach because of the numbers that they have as part of the phased reopening of school. But what we've endeavored to do is to ensure that all of those students in those 34 alternate day schools get at least 3 days of face-to-face instruction, complemented by online presence and a virtual learning platform. So those individual schools will be contacted by the administration of the school as to their students and when they can come. Important for the public to note is that where possible, we have endeavored to ensure that all students of kindergarten, grade 6 and Form 5 return for as many face-to-face days as per the cycle. And that I speak to in relation to those 34 schools. You would note that many of those are secondary schools. We have in District 7, for example, only 1 school, and in District 8, only 1 school in that category. But as compared to, say, District 2, that has very large school populations, we have more schools using that method of instruction.
In the classroom, students will be seated 3 feet apart from each other. They are to wear face masks and or face shields. Chief Environmental Health Officer Paka Ragnanan says there will be mask breaks as determined by teachers. He outlined the other safety measures.
We encourage that hand sanitizers be placed at strategic locations throughout the school, and therefore, indeed, assessments would have to be done to determine the best places to have these sanitizers located so that maximum use can begin from them. It is important for surfaces, the buildings, the floors, the desk, the classrooms to be adequately cleaned and sanitized on a daily basis. So we expect that there's going to be intermittent disinfection that takes place. However, at the end of a full day of school, we expect that there's going to be a full-scale cleaning and disinfecting exercise that takes place. And as part of that, we encourage schools to educate the cleaning personnel, the janitors and so forth, as to how to use the disinfectants and the cleaning agents is important to know. We also encourage schools to develop a very clear cleaning schedule. Who is to clean, where they're to clean, how it's to be cleaned, so that everybody is guided. And therefore we have an effective cleaning and disinfecting exercise taking place within the schools.
Sporting activities at schools are limited to small group physical engagements and non-contact sporting activities. Additionally, mass crowd gatherings at schools are not allowed, and students and school staff upon the return to school premises must adhere to the established protocols, which include temperature checks, sanitizing of hands, physical distancing, and the wearing of masks. Tourism officials anticipate improved arrivals in the next quarter after the nationwide lockdown in Britain, a major source market of St. Lucia. This and other challenges to the sector at the start of the new year has had a significant impact on the momentum built in December 2020. The issues were discussed at a press conference hosted by the St. Lucia Tourism Authority. Here's Jessie Leos.
St. Lucia is adjusting its approach to marketing the destination as pandemic disruptions in source markets continue into the new year. Britain enters another country-wide lockdown to combat the fast-spreading new variant of the coronavirus. Tourism Minister Honorable Dominic Fede says measures have been instituted in hopes of maintaining the sector.
We have been using innovative marketing techniques to see how best we can encourage individuals to be able to come to our shores in the numbers that would make it sustainable for our hotels to remain open and for the airlines to keep flying. We do anticipate that a number of the airlines are going to pull back and scale back in terms of the capacity, and that will no doubt affect arrivals.
Honorable Fede also acknowledges the fueled outbreaks in the United States, posing a major challenge to the sector as well.
There is a prevailing increase in the number of COVID-19 cases and the number of hospitalizations, as well as the stress on the healthcare sector within the United States, is also going to pose significant challenges on the ability of people to be able to travel. A new development now we're seeing is that a number of states are already requiring people to test on the way back, and that did not happen in the earlier stages of our reopening. But this is going to pose a new challenge. It is going to no doubt be an impediment for people to be able to travel.
The expected dip in arrivals due to further pandemic disruptions will break the momentum set in December 2020, which peaked at 10,000. While this represents 25% of figures recorded for that period in the previous year, it was a high performance under pandemic conditions.
I think that a lot of hotels had a very good last week of the year. Boxing Day arrivals registered over 1,000 people, which really went back close to the levels of arrivals that we would have had pre-COVID-19. So there was some flashes of brilliance, but the environment doesn't lend itself to being conducive for people to be able to travel in the volumes that they have over that period. So we expect to see tremendous fallout in comparison to how we have done in 2019 when we broke the record of about 423,000 visitors.
For the Government Information Service, I am Jessie Leons reporting.
The annual celebration of St. Lucia's Nobel Laureates takes on a new mode this year due to COVID-19. However, the spirit and significance of the month-long Nobel Laureate Festival has not been dimmed. More from Homer DeMark.
The Nobel Laureate Festival Committee officially launched its 28th anniversary of activities honoring St. Lucia's two Nobel laureates, Sir William Lewis, who was awarded the Nobel Prize in Economic Sciences in 1979, and Sir Derek Alton Walcott, who was awarded the Nobel Prize in Literature in 1992. This year's activities are being held under the theme Celebrating Excellence, Challenge, Uncertainty, Opportunity. Chair of the Nobel Laureate Festival Committee, Her Excellency Dame Paulette Louisy, explained that the sub-theme this year has been inspired by the challenge confronting the world for the past year as a result of the COVID-19 pandemic. The chair noted that it describes the environment in which this year's festival is being observed, and more significantly, it embodies the elements that drive the creative process that ends in excellence.
A challenge confronts the one who seeks to expand the boundaries of his field of endeavor. Then there is a certain measure of uncertainty as he presses on. But the opportunity to make a contribution, whether big or small, cannot be missed. And this is the driving force behind the pursuit and achievement of excellence. And both of our Nobel laureates would have been all too familiar with that process. The reward of this journey is what we celebrate in this annual festival. It is the encouragement we really want to offer all those on that journey. We want you to confront the challenge, circumvent the uncertainty, and by all means, seize the opportunity.
Bank of St. Lucia has been a supporting partner of the Nobel Laureate Festival for over a decade and is continuing in that vein, lending financial support to the festival in the amount of 5,000 EC dollars. Estelita Cumberbatch is the Bank of St. Lucia's corporate secretary.
The achievements of our Nobel laureates are a clear testament to our potential, and showcasing their work as we are doing through this commendable initiative of the Nobel Laureate Festival Committee goes a long way in building the confidence of our nation, particularly the young population, so they too can aspire to the highest level of their respective fields of endeavor. May this observance continue to inspire and ignite the academic, creative, and artistic pursuits of our young people.
The Sir Lewis Community College will be offering its usual program of activities. A new addition this year will be the opening of the Sir Derek Walcott Library, which will house his impressive collection donated by Ms. Sigrid Nama. Kathy Birch McDermott, acting librarian at the Sir Lewis Community College's Hunter G. Foswell Library, provided some insight into the activities.
In keeping with this year's theme, our planned activities focus on encouraging us as a college to convert contemporary challenges and uncertainties into opportunities. The college's first activity is a virtual academic discourse which takes place on January 20th, 2021 from 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. at the Finance Administrative Center. Panelists will explore the prospects for the blue economy and discuss the ways in which academia, entrepreneurs, and state agencies can work together to maximize on the burgeoning opportunities.
Walcott Place, managed by the St. Lucia National Trust, will provide a virtual online tour of the facility from the 11th to the 31st of January 2021. The St. Lucia National Trust's virtually guided tour will be presented via two 15-minute videos. The tour aims to give a first-hand look at the history of the Walcott family house in Castries, its architecture, and its impact on the Walcott brothers' life, with particular focus on Sir Derek Walcott, his writings, and watercolor paintings. The St. Lucia National Archives Authority will open its annual exhibition on Wednesday, the 20th of January to the 31st of March 2021, from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Monday to Friday in observance of National Archives Month. National Archivist at the St. Lucia Archives Authority, Margot Thomas, explained that the exhibition will be held under the theme with writers, arrangers, producers, music takes flight, and singing begins.
The exhibition places a spotlight on the writers, arrangers, and producers who work, or have worked behind the scenes to add to St. Lucia's repertoire of well-loved songs. And we have folk, we have traditional, we have calypso, gospel, ballads, soca, and so on. We are going to be looking at the individuals who write the lyrics, arrange the music, and produce the songs, because very often they go unrecognized and unknown by an unaware public.
Other entities such as the Cultural Development Foundation, CDF, among others, will be staging activities to celebrate St. Lucia's Nobel Laureates during the festival. Zoom links and programs will be available on the Facebook page at Nobel Laureate Festival St. Lucia and by request to the coordinator at email address info@ddmediarelations.com or on WhatsApp at 758-717-7979. From the Government Information Service, Wilma DeMark reporting.
This is NTN Nightly. Stay with us. Primus Hutchinson is up next with the NTN Nobel Creole.
A habit of daily caring for the teeth, tongue, and gums not only improves your oral health, it also helps maintain a healthy body. Here's how. Be sure to wash your hands and your food before eating. Rinse your mouth thoroughly after every meal and after brushing your teeth. Floss at least once a day before you brush your teeth along the lines of your teeth. Brush at least twice a day, including before bedtime. Ensure you cover the entire tooth surface. Avoid sticky and sugary foods, including candy, as well as carbonated drinks, as they increase your chances of getting cavities. Consume lots of water, fruits, and vegetables daily. Wait at least 15 minutes after having acidic food and drink, such as citrus fruits and soft drinks, before brushing your teeth. This prevents damage to your teeth's enamel. Visit your dentist twice yearly. For further information, call the Dental Services Unit of the Ministry of Health and Wellness at 468-5314.
Welcome back. We join Primus Hutchinson for the NTN Nouvelle Creole.
Merci autant, Chanel. Monsieur, Madame le département qui est responsabilité pour information en gouvernement cette GIS et télévision nationale pays NTN capacité nouvelle à Creole présenteur Primus Hutchinson. Premier ministre cette honorable Alain Chastanet c'est yon a parmi grec en cette qui offert parole de respect et gratitude à l'honneur de fait Gordon Butch Stewart qui c'était grec groupe l'hôtel Sandals à Caribla. Nouvelle de la mort Butch Stewart sortie mardi qui est passé lundi le 4 janvier 2021. Premier ministre Chastanet dit que Gordon Butch Stewart c'est pas un homme ordinaire. Premier ministre l'a fait comprendre que Butch c'était un mapipi qui toujours tenu grand rêve et vision. Premier ministre Chastanet déclaré que c'était du temps il était un jeune garçon et directeur des affaires touristiques ici. Il à l'année 1990 là, il a encouragé Butch pour prendre une chance pour établir un hôtel à cette-ci. Plusieurs années après, un hôtel Rive 3 avec plus de 2000 travail à payer cette-ci. Selon le Premier ministre Chastanet, Butch cimenter contribution pour le développement de région Caribla en façon qui pièce l'autre individu. Premier ministre Chastanet, Premier ministre Alain Chastanet déclaré que c'est Gordon Butch Stewart qui fait possible pour les restaurateurs à connaître plus de cette-ci avec l'autre pays Caribla. Premier ministre a avoué que Butch l'occasionné peuple en région pour trouver travail et bâtir l'état à l'industrie touristique région Caribla. Le Premier ministre Chastanet dit que Butch c'était un qui aimait la famille et que c'était un Jamaïcain en frontière et qui aimait peuple Caribla aussi. Le Premier ministre Chastanet dit qu'il perdit un boss, ça c'est du temps était en business avion, mais plus important, yon ami qui était bien prêt puis Premier ministre Chasney déclaré que Caribla pas qu'à ça oui placer yon mapipi comme Stewart. En parlant de ça, l'association l'hôtel et café des touristiques à cette ici, c'est on a parmi industrie touristique à région avec la terre qui won l'année pour défaire Gordon Butch Stewart qui est passé le 4 janvier à Miami, Florida. Il mort à l'âge de 79 l'année. Butch a tourné cette ici en 1992 et vite après il a acheté l'hôtel Cunard qui vient Sanders Regency. Et plusieurs années après, établi Sanders Halcyon et Sanders Grand, which jouait un rôle très important dans la transformation économique cette sortie à l'industrie fig ou industrie touristique. Président de l'association l'hôtel et café touristique à cette Caroline Trubetskoy dit qu'il y a perdu un mapipi à l'industrie touristique caribla et qu'il a toujours changé pour bonne contribution pour tuer l'occasion pour Pep Caribla développer une profession en affaires touristiques. Association des affaires touristiques et l'hôtel à Caribla aussi offert parole des forces équines pour la famille Gordon Butch Stewart et déclaré que l'industrie touristique à Caribla est toujours en dette pour Butch pour des grandes contributions et faits pour hausser valeur, titre, assistance et excellence à l'industrie salade à l'année qui a passé. L'association très appréciable pour contribution Butch pour aussi valeur développement PEP en région Caribla. Gordon Butch, ça c'est Gordon Butch Stewart, c'était premier en affaires industrie Caribla, industrie hôtel pour trouver grand prix d'excellence pour l'année qu'on a grec en affaires hôtel région. Chef comité pour observance semaine des prix Nobel cette année, Dame Paulette Louise, qui dit que malgré maladie corona, essaie pour engorger célébration semaine pour des Grecs cette année, qui a gagné prix Nobel, ça c'est Sir Arthur Lewis et Sir Derek Walcott, ça passe un peu chez la Rose Bouillée. C'est une célébration qui a fait tous les années. Durant une présentation en studio GIS NTN, mercredi bon matin, Dame Paulette était présent et puis l'autre membre comité ça qui recevait un chèque à valeur de $5,000 hotback de cette ci pour aider chaîne célébration ça. Selon Dame Paulette, normalement célébration ça c'est pour prix Nobel là, t'es fait en grand mode. Mais en cause des corona, majorité activité qui est faite par postation à ces médias sociaux, Facebook, YouTube, et aussi à la télévision, et l'autre, ça c'est télévision NTN, et l'autre télévision et radio en pays.
Il semble comme si c'est Covid là, va nous coincer dans le coin, mais en même temps, il va nous commander une ouverture pour ça. Joindre et inviter plus de monde. Pas seulement Jean Saint-Lucie, mais monde tout au long de la terre. Saint-Lucien, Jean Amérique, Australie, tout partout. Comme ça, malgré nous croyons Covid là, pas nous croyons, nous savons Covid là, ben nous en gênement. Mais en même temps, il y a de nous ouverts nous. Comme ça, plus de monde, tout au long de la terre, ça suive nous, suive le programme, suive l'activité. Comme ça, nous, comme on a dit, nous jouons bien pour un mal.
Dame Paulette fait plainte qui a dans PEP cette ici, car continuer pour quoi qui observance se offre avec Derek. C'est une activité des bourgeois et académiques. Mais il explique que l'observance là, c'est simplement pour une façon pour embrasser l'excellence à cette lycée.
Vous savez, excellente en agriculture, en physique, en chimie, mais c'est ça nous voulons comprendre. C'est pas seulement économique, c'est littérature et tout ça. C'est vraiment pour célébrer le travail, pour célébrer le monde qui a travaillé et ça fait bon travail. C'est sans nous, c'est pour nous célébrer. Et comme on dit tout à l'heure, c'est pas un Cédric c'est pas seulement comité, c'est pas des affaires nous, c'est des affaires toute Sainte-Lucie. Toute Sainte-Lucien.
Monsieur mesdames, ça c'est côté notre nouvelle là, moi je remercie autant pour regarder, moi avoir une invitation pour venir puis moi encore si dire conserver la vie, nous avons posé l'autre nouvelle à quoi après ça, moi je vais poser au Chanel.
Merci Appeal Primus. That brings us to the end of NTN Nightly. Join us next time at 7 p.m. with a repeat at 7 a.m. You can also catch up with us anytime on the St. Lucia Government Facebook page or YouTube channel. I am Chanel Nobel.